In the history of professional boxing, some of the best, strongest, quickest, and most skillful boxers have competed. In this video, we rank the top 10 boxers in history. The analysis is based on results with matchups between boxers who have featured in the top 10 of the divisional rankings since 1925, being given more weight. But first, let's take a look at our list. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and turn on notifications to receive notifications whenever a new video is released. If you have any suggestions, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a remark in the box below. Number 10. Jack Dempsey. Record 53-6 with 43 KOs. Jack Dempsey was one of boxing's earliest superstars in the United States. Dempsey's move has become one of boxing's most effective defense maneuvers. Although his professional record is debatable, there is no questioning Jack Dempsey's greatness. He was also the world heavyweight champion for 7 years. Jack Dempsey is not just one of the best boxers of all time, but also one of the most underappreciated. Number 9. Rocky Marciano. Record 49-0, 43 KOs. Rocky Marciano is one of the first heavyweight boxers to make a name for himself in the sport. Marciano may have been undersized for a heavyweight, but he had a lot of heart. In almost all of his battles, he was considered the underdog. Despite this, he was always triumphant. The American went undefeated during his career and is the only known heavyweight to never lose a fight. As a result, Rocky Marciano is deserving of a spot on our list of the best boxers of all time. Number 8. Roy Jones Jr. Record 66-9, 47 KOs. Roy Jones Jr., often regarded as the finest pound-for-pound fighter of his period, was unquestionably the most gifted and ruthless boxer of his time. He'll also go down in history as one of the most entertaining fighters ever. He may have a few losses on his record, but that is also because he only stopped boxing 3 years ago. Despite having started in 1989, Roy Jones Jr. became only the second fighter in history to win world titles in both the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions. Number 7. Sugar Ray Leonard. Record 36-3 with 25 KOs. Sugar Ray Leonard, another American on our list of the greatest boxers of all time, was a very flexible fighter. During the heyday of Mike Tyson's career, it was difficult to make waves in the boxing world, but Sugar Ray Leonard achieved just that. Many people see him as the greatest entertaining boxer of all time. There isn't much to say about Leonard other than he had one of the fastest hands in boxing history. He also held the titles of World Welterweight, Super Welterweight, and Middleweight. Number 6. Joe Louis. Record 66-3 with 52 KOs. Joe Louis was one of the best boxers during the golden age of boxing. He would have been the greatest of all time if the Brown Bomber had any competition. Joe Louis was the world heavyweight champion for nearly a decade and had made 25 title defenses during that time. The 3 people who beat him went on to win the world championships. Joe Louis is still and will remain to be an influence on many contemporary boxers. Number 5. Mike Tyson. A record of 50-6 with 44 KOs. Whatever you think of Iron Mike, you can't deny his ferocity when he was at his peak. He was unbeaten before his imprisonment and continued to knock people out. Iron Mike is the most feared puncher in boxing history. At the age of 20, Mike Tyson still maintains the record for being the youngest world heavyweight champion, a title formerly held by Muhammad Ali. Mike Tyson's fighting style evolved during his career, but he did not always achieve the best results. Mike Tyson was also one of the last heavyweights to hold the title of undisputed world champion. He sure is ferocious. Number 4. Manny Pacquiao. Record 62-7 with 39 KOs and still active. Even though Manny Pacquiao is the only active boxer on this list, he still ranks among the top 5 greatest fighters of all time. Manny's legacy will live on in perpetuity. Pac-Man will go down in history as one of the greatest boxers of all time, whether it's for his early troubles or for holding the record of becoming a world champion in 8 different divisions. He fought during the golden era of lightweight welterweight boxing and was a world champion in every decision he competed in. With victories against luminaries like Shane Mosley and Eric Morales, as well as modern-day world champions like Keith Truman, the Filipino fighter CV may be the most impressive on this list. His sole disappointment might be being unable to defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr., but the narrative would have been different if they had fought in their primes. Regardless, Manny continues to add to his legend. Number 3. Floyd Mayweather Jr. His record of 50-0 with 27 KOs. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is arguably the most despised fighter on the list, the first boxer to become a billionaire from his sport. Mayweather has faced 50 opponents and has easily defeated all of them. Floyd Mayweather, widely regarded as the best defensive boxer of all time, has never sustained a severe facial injury. Despite the buildings, he remains as hungry as ever. Against MMA superstar Conor McGregor, he walked away with the greatest ever payday in boxing history. According to some sources, he made almost $300 million that night. Many claim that he faced fighters who were past their prime, but that doesn't change the fact that he won 50 of his 50 fights handily. He's also a world champion in 5 divisions. His perfect 50-0 record alone earns him a spot on our list of the greatest boxers of all time. Number 2, Sugar Ray Robinson. Record 175 for 19, 109 KOs. Sugar Ray Robinson has a lot of amazing records. We won't need to say much about the great man because his records speak for itself. Sugar Ray Robinson was a freak of nature, according to Muhammad Ali, who considered him to be the best boxer who ever lived. Sugar Ray Robinson will go down in history as possibly the greatest pound-for-pound boxer, with a 91 fight-winning streak at the highest level. Robinson has never been knocked out in more than 200 contests. He had a record of 128-1 during the height of his career. If the figures weren't weird enough, boxing used to go for more than 15 rounds, as opposed to the 12-round limit today. Number 1, Muhammad Ali. Record 56-5 with 37 KOs. Muhammad Ali is recognized as not just one of the best boxers of all time, but also the greatest sportsman in history. His boxing technique has never been seen before and might never be seen again. He never used his hands to defend his head and remains one of the finest defensive fighters of all time. In addition to being the greatest heavyweight world champion, the American was an Olympic gold medalist. Muhammad Ali was unbeaten during his heyday before having his boxing license revoked owing to his refusal to serve in the military for his nation. Ali returned to the ring after a 2-year hiatus and chose to battle Joe Frazier, who was unbeaten at the time. He lost the first fight but came back to defeat him twice more. We could go on and on about Ali's accomplishments during his career, but it would never be enough. The majority of Ali's losses were near the conclusion of his career, when he appeared to be out of shape. This may have been averted if his promotion had prioritized his health and well-being. Who do you consider to be the best boxers of all time? Please leave a comment below. I hope you enjoyed our list of the top 10 greatest boxers of all time. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. And also please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Goodbye, and I will see you in the near future. Thanks for watching.